Welcome back. All right, so we're in between the first and second period of the Oilers-Kings game, which has been entertaining and surprising thus far. That being said, we're now going to talk about the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild and the game that they had. And I love the new hats with the reverse retro because they match some of my old jerseys. So it was Ottinger versus Gustafsson, the matchup we all expected, right? But there had to be some thought in the back of our minds, like, would he go back to Fleury again? Could he? So, the Wild have never led a series 3-1, never in their history, and that continues with today. So, early chances for both teams. Hanley has a shot that's held, and then there was a post for Harley. It always throws me off a little bit when both Hanley and Harley are out there, and sometimes they're out there together. Stars are forcing turnovers. Sagan has a shot that's blocked, the Wild rush. There's a press by the Wild at 4 minutes. They're kept to the outside. Fox at a Kiviranta, near miss there. Then there's a post for Johnston on a net drive. Hartman's denied on a 2-on-1. The Wild press 8 minutes into this. Steele has a net feed that's picked off. The shots on net are 4-3 for the Wild at the half, which felt low. Like it felt like there were more chances, but then again, maybe just those really good chances were turning out as shots. So Suter fires one high. The Wild rush the other way. Dumba has a blast that's saved. The Stars clear. Steele has a shot that's held as the Wild press. Delandry has a shot that's saved. Pretty evenly played. Both goaltenders look quite sharp in that first period. Wild press with 3.5 minutes left. Sagan has a rush chance. That was caught and held. Net feed to Klingberg. Near miss there. Then Dodonov with a net feed. That's picked off. And then Nyquist had a net drive that was defended. So coming out of that first period, we had some pretty even play, some good goaltending. And all I kept thinking to myself was, I've seen one of the teams I cheer for today win. Will I see the other as well? Usually the answer to that seems to be no when it comes to a playoff experience. But second period, Kaprizov goes beast mode and ends up firing Y. Things get pushy on Nottinger hold. We get a power play for Dallas. There's a shorthanded rush by Goudreau. That's defended by Ben. Stars set up. They cycle. Hintz has a shot that's blocked. Then there's a shorthanded chance for Dewar. That was saved. Johnston's denied late. The power play's killed off. 2 shots for Dallas during their power play. Shots are 3-2 for the Wild, 5 minutes in. Middleton has a screenshot that saved. Foligno's denied, and then he was denied again on the rebound. Foligno was all over the ice, both for the good and for the bad today. So, Kaprizov's robbed on a breakaway. Teams then exchange rushes. Lindell had a screenshot saved as the Stars press. Goudreau then had a shot that was held. We get a power play for the Wild. Kaprizov's denied. They cycle. The next shot for Kaprizov was actually blocked. Then there was a shorthanded rush by Glendening that brings it to an end. Then we get a power play for the Dallas Stars. The fans disagreed. Foligno disagreed. So did the announcers, and so did virtually everybody else watching. It was a clean hit. But at any rate, today was the day of weird phantom penalties. It's odd for Yvonne and I to discuss after a game. So those were some weird penalties, weren't they? That was the discussion we had about how there were some phantom calls, and we could see, both of us individually, me downstairs, her upstairs, that there were makeup calls happening. It is always interesting to watch a game and then compare notes with somebody else, and in this case, it's immediate comparison after the game. And we both thought there were some iffy penalties. So if you were upset with the officiating, I don't think it matters if you're a Dallas fan or a Minnesota fan. Both teams had a reason to be kind of ticked off. But at any rate, Ben has a shot that's tipped wide. They cycle, and then Sagan goes 5-hole as it deflects in. He scores on the power play from Hintz and Robertson at 15:42. Delandry then nearly adds another. Hakanpää nearly added one as the pace is increasing in this game. 1:39 left, though. The Wild get a power play. Kaprizov fires one wide on an open net. No idea how he missed that one there, but Dallas fans thanked him. Stars, way too many odd man rushes against. You cannot do this. Cannot continue to do this, even though it's now a best of 3 series and 2 of those 3 would be in Dallas. They cannot afford to have these odd man rushes at the rate they were against them, especially the 2-on-1s. They could just be absolutely lethal. So, the Wild cycle. Boldy to Johansson. There's a near miss there. After the second period, the score is 1-0 Dallas. So the third period where things get even crazier. Stars finish the kill. There were no shots for Minnesota on their power play. Foligno has a shot that's blocked. The Wild go back to the power play. Near miss for Boldy. Stars cleared out. Goudreau has a shot that's saved. There's more cycling. It was killed off. It was a pretty dangerous power play. However, right after it ends, a puck ends up on Dodonov's stick, and he puts it through Gustafsson on a deflection. He was the one that was in the box. So it's the old-fashioned, the guy out of the box ends up getting the goal. Hanson Lindell with the assist, that's at 3:05. Now, Kaprizov nearly answered, and honestly, I felt like Kaprizov was dangerous every time he was on the ice today, but he doesn't end up factoring into any of the points. But yeah, he was all over, just snake bit today. So, Marchment couldn't bury one, and then the puck goes the other way. And on a rush, Minnesota gets on the board. Klingberg from Zuccarello and Hartman at 5:58. So that brings the crowd back to life a bit. They'd gone a little bit quiet at the 2-0 goal. Then Boldy to steals a near miss as the Wild are looking to tie it. Duhaime has a net feed. That's held. The Stars press at 9.5 minutes. Hakanpää's shot was blocked. Foligno then can't bury one at the other end. Brodin has a shot that's held. At the half, the shots are 5-4 for the Wild. But they're behind 2-1, so they desperately need that goal. Now, both defenses I thought were pretty impressive in this game where they were standing up the other team at the blue line. And so you can get through the neutral zone relatively easily, but once you get to the team's blue line, you're going to meet a bit of a wall. So that was going on in the second half because you have Dallas trying to protect a lead and Minnesota trying to make sure they stay within a goal. So Hintz has a shot that's blocked by Middleton. Dumba's denied as the Wild press. Marchment flattens Foligno, and Foligno ends up going to the box on that one. So Foligno with the trip, and so, yeah, the fans weren't happy. Stars have the power play. There's only 4:49 left, and yeah, again, it's Foligno going to the box. So, you know, the controversy right there. Stars cycle, the Wild clear. We had the ref you suck chant at this point. We had a ref you suck chant earlier in the game as well. Stars go offside. The power play was having trouble getting set up. It was not very impressive at that point in the power play. There was a timeout called, though, by the Stars with 3:46 left. Pete DeBoer probably seeing how they're kind of stumbling on this power play and wanting to figure something out. Whatever they discussed works because they win the faceoff, and then on zone entry, Sagan scores one from Ben at 16:29. And seeing that just reminded me of those years ago when the owner was saying, hey, we need more from Sagan and Ben. These guys aren't pulling their weight. Yeah, they've been pulling their weight just fine in this series. And then the goalie pull happens with 3:15 left because now Minnesota's down by 2. Kaprizov, goal line chance. That was held by Ottinger, who was fantastic in this one. Boldy has a chance to save. The rebound's cleared. The Wild cycle. The Stars failed to clear with 2 minutes left. Then there's a glove save on Boldy, and with 1:33 left, Dallas takes a penalty, so it becomes 6-on-4. The Wild call a timeout to discuss things, and their timeout works as well because at 18:40, Freddie Gaudreau scores. That's from Boldy and Klingberg, and it was a rebound he buries on a failed clear by Dallas. So I think it was Hakanpää couldn't clear it, and it ends up in the back of their net. Goalie pull again, so the Wild push for that tying goal. Johansson was absolutely robbed. And so we had a face-off in the Stars' end with 6.8 seconds left. In the end, Minnesota, though they had their opportunities, they could not tie it. Dallas wins this game 3-2. They tie the series at 2. We're going to get at least 6 games in this series. The key thing for Minnesota now, you win in Dallas in Game 5, and then you're just going home looking for the series. So the 3 stars in this one are Ottinger, Sagan, and Klingberg. Shots on net, 9-8 Minnesota in the first, 14-11 Minnesota in the second, 12-5 Minnesota in the third. The final shots are 35-24 for Minnesota. Power plays Dallas 2 for 3, Minnesota 1 for 4. Hits 32-26 for Dallas. Ottinger 33 saves on 35 shots, and Gustafsson 21 saves on 24 shots. And it is interesting because you can tell we're into the real heat of the playoffs now because the officials' discussions in every single game, all the time, constantly, and it's that time of year. So let me know your thoughts about this game in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.